Hello friends, my name is Vikas. So friends, in this video we will be discussing some of the most important current affairs of 16th December. This video will be very helpful to you, so do watch the video till the end. So friends, we'll start with the session, but before that we have something important to tell you about. So students, we have an app by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download using the Play Store, and it is available only for the Android users as of now. Once you have downloaded and opened the app, you will see a page such as the second screen here. Then you just need to log in with your Google ID, or you can say with your Gmail ID on this application, and once you have logged in, you are ready to use the particular application. As you can see, you will be seeing here my course, all courses, crack current affairs. Just click on any of those and you will be directed to a second page. Here now, what are the features or why we recommend you to use the app? Because on the app we provide you daily current affairs both in English as well as in Hindi. Both Hindi and English current affairs are provided you daily along with the quiz sessions. This is important. We provide you daily with the quiz sessions that will help you to brush up your current affairs that you gained today through our video or any other notes provided. These English and Hindi PDFs are also provided to you daily. This is provided on our app course that you can go and purchase. Two types of courses are there, 1 year plan and a second year plan, which you can opt as per your need. Then we provide you with weekly videos, not just weekly videos on YouTube and monthly videos, daily videos are also given. Apart from that, weekly PDFs of current affairs are provided to you. Compiled PDF of current affairs of the whole week will be provided to you both in English as well as in Hindi. Then similarly for the month also you will be provided a compiled video of the whole month both in English as well as in Hindi PDF for the current affairs that will brush up your current affairs very much. Apart from this, we provide you with the topic wise current affairs, topics such as apps and web portals, important days, books and authors. Then comes your sports, then comes your obituary, national affairs, international affairs, sports. These all topics are covered by us on our YouTube channel, which you can go and check it out also. Very important this section, because we provide you with the PDFs also with them that helps you to revise through a particular order, and it is very helpful to you, so you should definitely check it out. Then apart from it, we provide you questions regarding your particular exams also, such as bank, related to your banking. We provide you questions, we provide you PDF, we provide you material that will help you to revise those topics, those important topics. So very important. All right, so I definitely recommend you to check our app and do revise and to purchase the courses, because they will be very helpful to you. These, I strongly recommend you to use our app as well as website, and the quiz provided on the app is very helpful to you on the daily basis, and our monthly study material for your exams will do wonders. So do watch the video for the revision purposes, they are very helpful. And if you use my code Vikas10, straight away you will be getting an additional 10% discount on the purchase you made using the application. So additional discount for you students just from my side. It is a happy hour sale, you can say, 10% discount using Vikas10. So friends, let's start with the session now. So friends, let's start. First, we'll be talking about some important news of the day. First is, which state has topped the list of states with the maximum number of beneficiaries to be assisted under the ABRY? What is ABRY? It stands for Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana. Now, what is this scheme and which state has topped in this? It was topped by Maharashtra. Remember, Maharashtra has generated around 6,49,560 new job opportunities for the people. That was followed by Tamil Nadu state, means that is first is Maharashtra, second is your Tamil Nadu, and third is your Gujarat in Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana. Basically, you can say it is for employment generation. Employment generation. It was topped by Maharashtra. Now, the central government launched this scheme to incentivize the employment generation in EPFO registered establishments for a period of 1st October to 31st March. Under this, the government has provided 24% of wages, that is 12% for the employees and 12% for the employers, that means who will be employing them, until they have 1,000 employees. If the number is exceeding more than 1,000, then the percentage becomes 12%. Then this percent provided by the government is 12%. So the state that has topped in the list of states with the maximum number of beneficiaries to be assisted under ABRY is your Maharashtra state. That was followed by Tamil Nadu and Gujarat. Moving on. Next important news is your India International Science Festival 2021. What it is, let's look at it. International Film Festival of India, IFFI. We know this is IFFI. It is International Film Festival of India. Similarly, it is IISF. This is India International Science Festival. Why I'm telling you about this is because they both are organized in Goa. Important thing. India International Science Festival is also organized in Goa. Important thing here you need to know is that the 7th edition, that is the 7th edition of this, was organized in Goa recently in the year 2021. 7th edition, where did it took place? Goa, India. Who inaugurated it? Inaugurated by Jitendra Singh ji. Jitendra Singh ji. Important thing to know. Who inaugurated this? Inaugurated by Jitendra Singh ji. Now, question can be asked to you in such a way that who is the or which is the responsible ministry? Which is the responsible ministry? Responsible ministry. Which is the responsible ministry for the India International Science Festival? It is your Ministry of Science and Technology. There are three ministries: Ministry of Science and Technology, Ministry of Earth Science, and Ministry of Earth Science and Vajana Bharati. So there are two ministries that you should know. They both are important, not three. Alright, so question can be asked. Which edition of India International Science Festival was held recently in Goa? It was your 7th edition. It was inaugurated by whom? It was inaugurated by Jitendra Singh. Alright, then if question is asked, which is the nodal agency responsible for organizing the IISF? It is your National Center for Polar and Ocean Research. It is your National Center for Polar and Ocean Research. This is the nodal agency responsible for this India International Science Festival that will be taking place in Goa, Panji. Now, what was the first edition where this was organized, or the first time this was organized? First edition, it is in 2015 at IIT Delhi. 7th edition at Goa. What is the theme of this now? The 7th edition's India International Science Festival, what will be the theme? The theme is Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, celebrating creativity, science, technology and innovation for a prosperous India. I repeat, theme is important. You should know, you should take the note of it. Theme is Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, celebrating, creating, science and technology and innovation for a prosperous India. This being the theme of India International Science Festival, and that to the 7th edition of which was held in Goa, India. The first edition was in 2015 at IIT Delhi, and the responsible ministry for organizing this is Ministry of Science and Technology and Ministry of Earth and Earth Science. All right, moving on. Next, CBDT. First of all, tell me the full form of CBDT. CBDT stands for Central Board of Direct Taxes. Recently, Central Board of Direct Taxes has rolled out a scheme for taxpayers' information. That is to collect the data of all the taxpayers. Recently, a scheme was launched, that is e-verification. Mark this, it is important. Take a note of it. So, e-verification was launched by CBDT. But what is e-verification? Recently, the objective being of this is the faceless collection of information from taxpayers where data was mismatched. The scheme is notified under a provision in Income Tax Act of 135A. I repeat, what is the objective of this e-verification? That is a scheme that is launched by CBDT, Central Board of Direct Taxes. The objective being it is the collection of faceless data of information from taxpayers where mismatches are detected. That means sometimes the people don't pay the tax and registered it illegally. That means still they registered it that they have paid. In that case, to check the data properly and to have a verification of that, this e-verification was launched by CBDT. If we are talking about CBDT, who is the present minister, or it comes under which ministry? Present ministry. Under which CBDT comes? It is your Ministry of Finance. Next question, who is the chairperson or chairman of CBDT? He is JB Mohapatra. Next, if I ask you where is the headquarter of CBDT? Headquarter of CBDT is in New Delhi. Alright, e-verification launched by CBDT, and CBDT is your what? Central Board of Direct Taxes. Full form can also be asked in your exams. Next, India's first and one of the largest green hydrogen microgrid project to be set up in Simhadri. Very important. Where is Simhadri? Simhadri, if name of the state is asked, that what is the location of this India's as well as the world's largest green hydrogen microgrid project? It is located in Andhra Pradesh. Where is the location? Simhadri is located in Andhra Pradesh. Now this NTPC has awarded a project of standalone fuel cell based microgrid with hydrogen production using the electrolyzer in Simhadri. Question asked, what is the responsible ministry for making the world's largest or the India's first as one of the largest green hydrogen microgrid project? It will be developed by NTPC. This is the responsible organization. The hydrogen will be produced by using an advanced 240 kilowatt of solid oxide electrolyzer. 240 kilowatt of solid oxide electrolyzer by taking input power from the nearby floating solar projects. The target set up by not NTPC but you can say the target set up by India to become carbon neutral. Why I am talking about carbon neutral here? Because we are talking about hydrogen fuel. If we are talking about hydrogen fuel is, you can say, the fuel of future or the green fuel of the future. That means when hydrogen is burned and energy is released in that format, no carbon is released. That means it is not polluting the environment. Only the substance that release carbon pollutes the environment. So this hydrogen fuel has come up with a great technology and great advancement in technology for the future purpose uses. So the target of India to become carbon neutral is 2070. Another important data you should know. The target of India to become carbon neutral is 2070. Organization responsible for this India's first as one of the world's largest green hydrogen microgrid project is NTPC. Alright, if we are talking about NTPC, then who is the chairman? Chairman of NTPC. Tell me the name. Gurdeep Singh Ji. Also right, he is the chairman and MD, CMD, chairman and managing director. When was NTPC founded? It was founded in 1975. Moving on. SJFI, that is Sports Journalists Federation of India, has honored Sunil Gavaskar with a medal. First of all, let's look at it. First of all, you should know the full form of, because if it is given SJFI, you won't be able to know, then there is no reason of it. Full form of SJFI is Sports Journalist Federation of India has honored whom with the medal? He was Sunil Gavaskar. Another format of question can be asked that recently Sunil Gavaskar was honored with a medal by which federation? The name of the federation is Sports Journalist Federation of India. Alright. Apart from this, let's look at it some of the other honors presented by it. SJFI presented some more awards that are important. First, sports person or sportsman of the year. Sportsman of the year award. Who was given with the who was awarded with the sportsman of the year 2021 award? Sportsman, then sports women. Sports Women of the Year 2021. Who is she? Next, Team of the Year. Team of the Year Award 2021. Para Athletics of the Year. Men and women. Tell me both. So these are some of the important questions. First is Sportsman of the Year 2021. Who is he? Who has been awarded with the Sportsman of the Year 2021? He is our gold medalist of India for Olympics, Neeraj Chopra. Neeraj Chopra is related to javelin throw. We all know. Then if we are talking about Sports Women of the Year, Mirabai Chanu. Mirabai Chanu is related to weightlifting. Team of the Year. Which is the Team of the Year? Which Indian team secured bronze medal in the Olympics? It was your Indian hockey team. Very good. Then who is the Para Athletics of the Year? Pramod Bhagat is the Para Athletic of the Year in men's category. Pramod Bhagat ji. To which sport Pramod Bhagat is related? Pramod Bhagat is related to badminton. Then if we are talking about women, then who is the woman who has been honored with the Para Athletics of the Year 2021? Avni Lakhera ji. Avni Lakhera ji. And she is related to which sport? She is related to rifle shooting. Let me revise you once more. Sports Journalist Federation of India has honored Sunil Gavaskar with a medal. Sports Journalist Federation of India has given few awards. Sports Person of the Year to Neeraj Chopra. Sports Women of the Year award to Mirabai Chanu. Team of the Year to Indian Hockey Team. Para Athletics of the Year men has been honored with Pramod Bhagat ji, who is related to badminton, and women is Avni Lakhera ji, who is related to rifle shooting. Next we'll be talking about a book that is Raj Kapoor, The Master at Work. This book was recently released by Vice President. It is a memoir of Raj Kapoor, The Master at Work. And who is the author of this book? If question asked, tell me the author of this book. Author of the book Raj Kapoor, The Master at Work. Who is the author? This book has been authored by Rahul Raval ji. Rahul Raval ji. Let me write it clearly. Rahul Raval ji is the author of the book Raj Kapoor, The Master at Work. Important book, and this book was released by Vice President of India. Who is our Vice President? M. Venkaiah Naidu ji. So friends, these were some your important topics. Now let's switch to the MCQ questions that will help you in preparation. First question. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has inaugurated the first phase of the Kashi Vishwanath Dham project in Dash, which connects the Kashi Vishwanath temple and Dash river. So I hope you understood the question, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated the first phase of the Kashi Vishwanath Dham project in Dash, where it is located, and this Kashi Vishwanath temple connects it connects the Kashi Vishwanath temple to Dash river. Alright, so this Kashi Vishwanath Dham project is being built in Varanasi, UP. First answer. It is located in, or it is being built in Varanasi, UP. And where is Varanasi? It is in UP. In Varanasi only, we know that India's first ropeway service is being built. Ropeway service is being built that will act as a mode of transportation. And in UP only, we'll be seeing that their Noida International Airport is being built. That is the first carbon neutral airport of India. And this Kashi Vishwanath Dham project will be connecting Kashi Vishwanath temple along with which river? It will be connecting it to the Ganga river. So the correct option here becomes option 1. Next question. What are the points that are correct with respect to the RBI's PCA framework for NBFCs in December 2021? A option. The provisions of the PCA framework will be effective from October 2022 based on the financial positions of NBFCs on or after 31st of March 2021. You have to tell me, is the A option correct, B option correct, or C option correct? So as per the information provided, that the provision of this PCA framework will be effective from October based on the financial positions of NBFCs or on after 31st March 2021. Yes, this option A is correct. Let's move to the B part. The PCA framework will be applicable to all deposits taking NBFCs excluding the government companies and all non-deposit taking NBFCs. Yes, option B is also correct. Let's move to the C. The RBI introduced the PCA framework. RBI has introduced this PCA framework in December 2002 to supervise and regulate the banks that became undercapitalized due to poor assets quality. Was it introduced first time in 2002? Yes, option 3 is also correct. It was introduced in 2002 for the first time. So all the options, that is all A, B, C, are correct here. Next question. Name the organization that recently approved a $112 million loan to establish Assam Skill University. So answer me. Which organization has approved a $112 million loan to which state? To Assam. And basically it is for education purpose. As you can see here, Assam Skill University, to establish the skill of the people in Assam. This organization has approved a $112 million loan to the Assam Skill University. Question asked here is, what is the name of the organization? So I'll give you hint, it is ADB. What does ADB stands for? Asian Development Bank has approved $112 million loan to strengthen skill education and training through the establishment of the Assam Skill University. As we all know, now importance is given on the skill development. Skill development so that people can generate employment for themselves. They don't have to be dependent on other. The main focus nowadays is on skill development. Then if we are talking about ADB, see here it is World Bank. Where is the headquarter of World Bank? The headquarter of World Bank is in Washington DC. If we are talking about Asian Development Bank, where is the headquarter of Asian Development Bank? It is in Manila, Philippines. Then IMF, where is the headquarter of IMF? Washington DC. Alright, then when was ADB established? It was established in 1966 and the headquarter is in Manila, Philippines. Who is the president of ADB? He is Masatsugu Asakawa is the president of Asian Development Bank. And as of now, there are 68 members in Asian Development Bank. Next question. Which company launched its first AI-powered educational technology platform called Wealth Academy to train traders and investors? Recently, a company has launched its first AI, means your artificially intelligence powered educational technology, that is EduTech platform called Wealth Academy. Important is also the name of the platform, that is Wealth Academy, to train traders and investors. So which organization has launched this AI powered educational technology platform called Wealth Academy? It was launched by Paytm, that will help to train the traders as well as investors. So the correct option here becomes Paytm. Alright. If we are talking about Paytm, who is the founder and CEO of Paytm? Let me wait. If we are talking about Paytm, the founder and CEO is Vijay Shekhar Sharma ji. It was established in 2010 and the headquarters is in Noida, UP. Can you tell me who is the chairman or chairman of PhonePe? Chairman of PhonePe. Can you tell me? Who is the chairman of PhonePe? Sameer Nigamji is the chairman of PhonePe. If we are talking about then Razorpay, Razorpay was established in 2016. Its headquarters is located in Bangalore. And who is the CEO of Razorpay? Harshil Mathur ji. Harshil Mathur is the CEO of Razorpay. Moving on. Who headed the 7-member advisory committee for leveraging regulatory and technology solutions, which was set up by SEBI in 2021 December? I hope you all understood the question, friends. Let's repeat. Who headed, question asked, who is heading the 7-member advisory committee for leveraging regulatory and technology solutions, that is your alert, which was set up by SEBI in December 2021. Instead of this, question can be asked, who is heading the 7-member advisory committee of alert? And he will be, that was recently set up by SEBI. Who is the name of the person? What will be the name of the person? Madhabi Puri Buck. Madhabi Puri Buck is heading this 7-member advisory committee. Then another thing, who set up this alert? It was set up by SEBI. SEBI is your Security and Exchange Board of India, has set up this advisory committee for leveraging regulatory and technology solution, that is, it stands for alerts, to enhance technological capabilities and explore suitable technology solutions for the early detection of market anomalies. This will be a how many member committee? This will be a 7-member committee headed by Madhabi Puri Bakji, that is a former whole-time member of SEBI and has experts from various technological domains as its members. If we are talking about SEBI, chairperson will be Ajay Tyagi. It was established in 1992 and on 12th of April, do remember the date also. On 12th of April 1992, it was formed. And where is the headquarter of SEBI? It is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Next question is, name the state that has signed an agreement with UNFAO. What does it stand for? United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. And ICAR. ICAR stands for Indian Council of Agriculture Research. Let me write UNFAO. United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, and ICAR stands for Indian Council of Agriculture Research. Together they both have signed to train farmers in adopting sustainable agriculture of which state? That means they both will be training farmers of which state to adopt sustainable agriculture? This is the question. Tell me. So they will be training the farmers of Andhra Pradesh to adopt sustainable agriculture. All right. If we are talking about United Nations FAO, who is the Director General? DG. We also say DG of FAO. He is Q Dongyu, and the headquarter of this FAO will be in Rome, Italy. In where is the headquarter of UNESCO? It is in Paris. All right. Apart from this, now if we are talking about states, then there must some questions that I want to tell you. Their current affairs recently. Ascot Wildlife Sanctuary. Ascot Wildlife Sanctuary is related, or it is in which state? It is in Uttarakhand. And recently, Ascot Wildlife Sanctuary has been declared as eco-sensitive zone. Mark this first thing. Next, which state government organized the first drone mela? First drone mela was organized by which state? Madhya Pradesh organized the first drone mela, and it was organized in Gwalior. Next question, that which state government has set up a general category commission? Remember, Himachal Pradesh has set up a general category commission. Important. Next, in Uttar Pradesh, Dash has been recognized as the Ramsar site. Ramsar site of UP. It is Haidarpur wetland. Haidarpur wetland. Remember these very important. Ramsar site of Uttar Pradesh, Haidarpur wetland. Question can be asked in a reverse format that Haidarpur wetland is located in which state? It is in UP and it is a Ramsar site. Now it has been declared. Then general category commission started by Himachal Pradesh. Ascot Wildlife Sanctuary has been declared as economic sensitive zone, and it is located in which state? It is in Uttarakhand. And the first drone mela will be started or was launched, was observed in which state? It was observed in Madhya Pradesh, and that too in Gwalior. Mark this, very important. Another theme you can remember from Uttarakhand is that recently Pushkar Singh Dhami, who is the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, has launched Milk Price Incentive Scheme. Milk Price Incentive Scheme. Important one. All right. Moving on to next question. Which company expanded its partners? Which company expanded its partnership with CBSE to provide a curriculum on digital safety and online well-being and augmented reality for 1 crore students across India? Tell me, which organization has tied up with CBSE to provide a curriculum on digital safety and online well-being and augmented reality, that is AR, for 1 crore students across India? Let me give you a hint. It is Facebook. But we all know the name of Facebook has been changed to Meta. Another important question. All right. In line with the National Education Policy of 2020, Meta and CBSE will be collaborating on content curation and development of curriculum integrating immersive technologies, that is AR and virtual realities and much more. Alright, and they will be helping around 1 crore college students, 10 lakh educators across India over 3 years to provide with this technology and with the advancements. Now these were your questions. Now I want to give you some one-liner questions that are directly important and will be helpful. Which country signed an agreement with India to strengthen the inter-regional cooperation? I repeat, name the country that signed an agreement with India to strengthen the inter-regional cooperation. What is the name of the country? Uzbekistan. Next question. Which bank launched the hyper-local banking services along with financial software and systems to boost financial inclusion? Name of the banking is being asked here. It is your CBS Bank has launched this hyper-local banking services along with financial software and systems. Next question. Multinational naval exercise Milan 2022 is scheduled to be held in Dash, where this exercise will be hosted by Indian Navy. The question is asked here is regarding your location. I always tell you the locations are important. You should pay attention to them. Now the question has been asked that multinational naval exercise, that is your Milan, is scheduled to be held in which location by the Indian Navy? It will be held in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Next, AIBA Extraordinary Congress 2021 has adopted a comprehensive set of governance reforms developed by independent experts and changed its acronym to dash. It was changed. That means the question asked here is the name of AIBA was changed to what? It was changed to IBA. Next question. Name the governor who released a book, the name of the book being Principles and Practices of Oncology at Raj Bhavan. So who is the governor who released this book, Principles and Practices of Oncology at Raj Bhavan? He is Jagdish Mukhiji. Jagdish Mukhiji. And if we are talking oncology, what is oncology? Oncology is the study of cancer. Next and last question, one-liner format is which state signed an MOU with Raise Power Infra to generate 500 megawatt from solar park? I repeat, name the state that is generating 500 megawatt from the solar power. It is your Rajasthan. Alright, so these were the important questions, friends, for the day. Now I would like to give you some static questions for your homework that will be helping you a lot. I want you to answer these daily because they will be preparing you for the static part and they are highly important. First question, who is the only Indian to be named as the Time Person of the Year? Second question, the term castling is related to which sport? Third, what is the GST rate for electric vehicles in India? Fourth, what is the minimum amount that can be deposited in Sukanya Smriddhi account? And fifth is name committee recommended in the creation of the post, that is Chief of Defence Staff. All the answer of these 5 questions will be delivered to our Telegram group. So do check it out. You will be given ample amount of time to answer these questions, to look it for yourself, and then we'll be providing you answers on the Telegram group. A good news to all our viewers. Recently, we have launched an course, that is IBPS PO exam course. This is a 25-day free course to crack IBPS PO mains exams. This course duration will be from 13th of December to 14th of January. This course will help you to boost your preparation. This course could be attempted any number of times with no day limit. In this course, we'll be providing you information related to your admit card details, previous year cutoffs, notification related to such exam, and many others detail. Apart from this, you can see here, we are covering the whole syllabus here, like data analysis on D3. Then you are getting quiz of 20 questions with such questions that you can prepare, that will help you, or they are the expected questions that will be coming in the exams. So these questions are very helpful. These 20 questions you will be getting on daily basis and they will help you to boost your preparation. So go fast and subscribe to this course. तो फ्रेंड्स, ये थी हमारी वीडियो. अगर आपको आज हमारी वीडियो से कुछ ना कुछ सीखने को मिला है तो जल्दी से जाइए और हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दें और इस वीडियो को लाइक कर दें. और फ्रेंड्स, अगर आपको हमारे कंटेंट से रिलेटेड या फिर हमारी कोई ऐप से इशू आ रहा है, कोई भी आपको प्रॉब्लम है, तो आप हमारी जीमेल आईडी जो कि है support@affairscloud.com या फिर हमारा नंबर 9677333862 पर कॉन्टैक्ट कर सकते हैं एंड हमारी टीम जल्दी से जल्दी आपके इशू को रिजॉल्व करने में आपकी सहायता करेगी. सो टेक केयर.